Once upon a time in a small Nigerian ghetto, where the vibrant colors of life clashed with the harsh realities of poverty, lived a young girl named Amara. Amara was known in her community for her radiant smile and unfailing spirit. Despite the challenges around her, her laughter seemed to echo against the backdrop of crumbling buildings and dirt roads, rising above the sound of despair that often enveloped her neighborhood. Amara dreamed of a better life, one where her family would never have to worry about food or the leaky roof over their heads. She watched her parents toil endlessly, her mother selling vegetables in the market, and her father working menial jobs, often returning home exhausted and empty-handed. The desire to uplift her family fueled her ambition to escape the confinement of their desperate circumstances. One fateful day, Amara heard stories of a distant land, Italy, a place promising prosperity and opportunity. She made a decision that would change her fate. She would leave Nigeria to find work and send money back home to her family. With a heavy heart, she bid farewell to her parents, promising to return as someone who could transform their lives. Upon arriving in Italy, the stark contrast between her dreams and reality hit her like a thunderstorm. The streets were not paved with gold. Instead, they were cold and unforgiving. With limited language skills and no connections, Amara found herself cornered with no legitimate employment opportunities. Desperation crept in, pushing her into the shadows of society. To survive, she made an unthinkable choice: prostitution. Night after night, she would venture into the dark alleys, trading her dignity for mere scraps of money. She endured unimaginable hardships, sleeping in dirty corners and associating with unsavory characters. Yet, despite the anguish etched on her face, each euro she earned filled her with a small spark of hope that she was one step closer to fulfilling her promise to her family. With each remittance sent back home, Amara envisioned her family's future. She imagined them building a sturdy house, a symbol of her sacrifices. Her parents received her money with a mixture of pride and shame, yet as time went on, they began to live a life far removed from Amara's struggles. They purchased new clothing, indulged in festivities, and entertained friends, always ready with a new story of how well their daughter was doing abroad. Years passed. With each transfer, Amara's hopes soared. But the day finally came when she could return to Nigeria, her heart full of anticipation. She envisioned the house she had worked so hard to build with her sacrifice, a testament to her resilience. However, when Amara entered her hometown, the vibrance of her childhood was overshadowed by a chilling stillness. She rushed to her family's home, her heart pounding with excitement, only to find a modest shack that had long faded in its semblance of home. There was no grand house, nor any trace of the life she thought her money had brought. Instead, she encountered her parents, who greeted her with empty smiles. "What happened to the house I dreamed of building for you?" she asked, her voice trembling. Her mother shifted uncomfortably, revealing the truth behind their new lifestyle. "We enjoyed your money, but we didn't build the house right away. We wanted to have fun first," she admitted, a hint of guilt glimmering in her eyes. The weight of betrayal crashed down on Amara. Her heart shattered as she recounted her struggles, how she had slept in filth, endured the brutal nights, faced torment not only from men but in her own mind. Tears streamed down her face, mixing with the dust of the street that had once been her playground. "I suffered for you," she cried out. "I endured nights of torment with strangers, and what did it bring me? A mirage of comfort while you lived lavishly?" Her words resonated in the silence, piercing the hearts of her parents. They watched as their daughter, once a vibrant spirit, stood before them a shadow of her former self, ravaged by years of pain and betrayal. In that bittersweet moment, Amara realized that the sound of poverty echoed louder than her dreams. It drowned the laughter of her childhood and consumed the hope she once carried. The sacrifices she'd made for a better future faded into despair, the sound of her cries mingling with the laughter of a family she had hoped would rise with her. In the weeks that followed, Amara chose to share her story, creating awareness about the harsh realities that many faced in pursuit of a better life. She became a beacon of hope for those still trapped in the cycle of poverty, providing help wherever she could. Although she could not erase the past, she vowed to fight against the chains that bound other young girls in her community, showing them that even out of the depths of despair, they could find a way to rise above. And as Amara rebuilt her life, the sound of poverty began to change, a sound that transformed into the voices of resilience, hope, and above all, the undeniable power of truth.